So we got to talk about Jasmine Crockett, right? Or, as many of us in the internet space like to call it Jasmine Ratchet, because she's a very ratchet person when it comes to how she conducts herself and how she speaks, right? And for her, she's learning very quickly that her mouth, like her importance, her popularity, is not as important as her mouth thinks it is. They just had an election, right? Voting for the top ranking position in for the House Oversight Committee, and this position was previously held by Gary Conley, I guess, and that person passed away last month. So a bunch of Democrats are obviously going for that position, and Jasmine Crockett came in dead last, right? Quickly showing her that she's not as important as she thinks she is, even though she likes to talk this big game. We all know it's just for show, because a lot of these Democrats, they're very performative in everything that they do, because for them, they're trying to move up the rankings when it comes to government. So they think that the louder they are, the more performative they are, they'll move up in the rankings when it comes to their positions in government. So for Jasmine Crockett, she likes to talk a big game. She likes to talk a lot. She likes to talk tough, and for a lot of people, they just see her as this just ratchet, loudmouth person that just likes to talk a lot. So we're gonna do I'm gonna show you a quick video of her, her response to being, being last when it comes to voting. So let's hear what she has to say.
I went through the first leg of this race today, and there have been recent questions about something that just wasn't true, because I'm always loud and proud about everything that I have to say. But it did cause...
She's just loud. She's just loud. It's a little loud and proud. No, she's just straight up loud. That's pretty much.
Me some issues, for sure. So I placed last in the recommendation from steering policy. And so with that, I am not going to caucus for a vote tomorrow. And, those that have decided that they want to stay in the race to pursue the position, I am going to gracefully bow out, because it just kind of is what it is, right? Like it just is what it is. And so I went through the first leg of...
Yeah, so basically her Democrat Party, they don't want her, right? That's pretty much what it is. They don't want you. They don't want you leader. You don't show the temperament. You don't have good leadership qualities. This is why they did that. And she mentioned there were some issues with her, right, for why they didn't select her. And I think from what I read is, I think there was some stuff about her assaulting a journalist, allegedly, like campaign finance violation, and I think it was $1,000 a month luxury car lease payment, that she's making taxpayers pay for. So these are the things that might have come up for why a lot of people didn't select her. But for us, obviously it's because she doesn't have the leadership qualities. She's not the type of person that you would think of as a leader in the Democrat Party, right? She's very loud. She starts a lot of fights. She talks in a way that's not presentable, and she creates a lot of chaos. If you've seen her, right? She talks a lot of trash. And that's not a person that you want leading, right? Like that's not a person that you would say, all right, this is the type of person that we want leading our group, because she doesn't show that. She doesn't have that temperament. So she can say for whatever she wants that she came last, because they don't see you as that person, in a leadership position. Even though when you look at the Democrat Party, you got people like AOC and then of course Jasmine Crockett, where you see the Democrat Party is just shifting left, right? They're going so far left, and you see that and you can see the evidence in this guy, Zohran Mamdani, who just won yesterday, who won the primary election for Democrats. He's one of the most radical socialist Democrats that you can see. Like, his policies are just beyond nuts, okay? And to see that, this is where a lot of the Democrats are going now, like these establishment Democrats are going away. It just shows you that, Democrats are in trouble, right? Establishment Democrats, the Democrat Party is going so far left. And so there's no surprise where you got people like Jasmine Crockett, AOC, who are becoming the loudest people in the room. Okay. But, to see that she still came in last shows that, she's not there yet. Right? She's not there, and hopefully she'll never get there because she just doesn't have that. She's just not that person, right? She's just very loud. So let's read this article to hear see what more they're saying about Jasmine Crockett coming in last when it comes to voting. So I said outspoken progressive rep Jasmine Crockett dropped her bid Tuesday to become the top Democrat on the powerful House Oversight Committee after it became clear she lacked the votes. It was clear that by the numbers that my style of leadership is not exactly what they were looking for. And so I didn't think that it was fair for me to then push forward and try to rebuke that, the lefty poll told reporter. Democrats later anointed Rep. Robert Garcia to become their ranking member on the oversight panel, replacing the late Gary Connolly, who died last month. So it said Crockett, who has a penchant for going viral during committee hearings with her incendiary rhetoric, had touted her ability to go on the offense during the internal party battles to succeed Connolly. And see, that's the thing. Like she's very loud. She's just a person that just talks and she's very combative. And she thinks for her and a lot of these Democrats, if they're loud enough, they show that they have a lot of fight. That they're going to move up the rankings when it comes to their place in government. And of course, she obviously, coming for this top, ranking spot with the House Oversight Committee, for her, it doesn't work. She doesn't show those qualities, and she's not there. And there's a lot of people that they would rather have in that position other than her. And that's a good thing because she's just crazy. Okay, so it says she acknowledged Tuesday that people may be disappointed by her loss, but vowed to remain a team player nonetheless. On Monday, Democrats on the Oversight Committee voted on the successor to Connolly, and Crockett dropped hints that she came in last place. Later Tuesday, Democrats held a caucus meeting and voted Garcia as their ranking member. Congratulations on Garcia for being elected ranking member of the House Committee, Crockett wrote on X. After the California rep was selected, the work of this committee has been more critical. Let's get the American people the accountability they deserve. Crockett lost remarks the latest setback of the hard left flank of the progressive who wanted to put a firebrand as the top Democrat on the powerful investigative committee. Last year's squad AOC was bested by Connolly in her request to serve as ranking member. So you see these far left men, they trying really hard to get in there to move up the ranks in government, and obviously AOC being the most popular, she has the best chance, but we all know that would be a disaster. So it says Garcia vowed after clinching the coveted spot, we will hold Donald Trump and administration accountable for their corruption and work to make our government effective for American people. So look, I'm not gonna read the rest because it's all nonsense, but you see a lot of these Democrats, like their goal is to just go against everything Trump does, right? They don't have a plan to help make America better, to help the American people. It's all about opposing Trump, right? And it gets to a point where people say, okay, I get it. You're fighting Trump. I get it. I like that, whatever. But what else do you have to offer? Like, what plan do you have to help American people? They don't have a plan. It's basically get in office, spend a lot of money, and then the whole thing collapses because their foundation is just trash. It's just opposing Trump, going against whatever Trump do, and if they try to implement something and it doesn't work, they'll just blame Republicans, blame Trump. It's Trump's fault. When in reality, it's just their policies that are straight up garbage, and we all know that. But this is their playbook because they don't have a plan. This is just the fight, rich people, Donald Trump, racism, all types of garbage, and that's all they have because they don't have a plan. So it's good to see that Jasmine Crockett, hopefully she got humbled a little bit. Her own people don't want her in leadership position. So, hopefully that humble her a little bit and maybe she can tone down her rhetoric, but I doubt that. So those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure you leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. Yes, take care and have a good one. Later.